Hello and welcome to the live launch of the Zebra BI for Office 2.0. We are delivering some exciting new functionality to our Zebra BI for Office suite. We are actually delivering the three top most wanted features that we believe will help you elevate your reporting, your dashboarding, your presentations, your charts to a completely new level. And with that, we are sort of rounding the vision of Zebra BI product as the product for actionable reporting that works across the three main and favorite platforms for reporting for BI, namely Power BI, Excel, and PowerPoint. So we are delivering actionable reporting across your favorite platforms. The Zebra BI visuals, of course, work in Power BI, they work in Excel, and they work in PowerPoint. However, what we are doing today is taking this to another level. Okay, so right now, our offering is a unified product that works seamlessly across the three major platforms, which basically enables actionable reporting for everyone, whether you're an Excel user, a PowerPoint user, a Power BI user or creator, whether you're doing manage dashboards and govern dashboards in Power BI, whether you're doing ad hoc analysis or quick reports, charts in Excel, or even interactive dashboards in Excel, or if you're presenting your data in storytelling scenarios in PowerPoint, presenting in meetings, and so on. Zebra BI is there, and it delivers the same experience for both the creators of the presentations, reports, and dashboards, and also to the end users. So this gives flexibility to all the users. You can start in Excel and then move to Power BI. You can use Zebra BI in Power BI for managed reports, but then still on top of that, do some ad hoc self-service analysis in Excel. You can then move on to PowerPoint, present something, prepare a slide deck for your meeting, for your top management, for the month close, reports, and so on. So you're completely flexible, and of course, you can also reuse the same data, the data sets from Power BI in Excel and so on. So basically, this allows users to we are basically onboarding them to modern Excel, using more pivot tables, maybe even Power Query and so on, because this brings an additional benefits to the users. And Zebra BI enables and supports all of those modern functions in Office to the maximum already today. Of course, you can reuse Power BI data models in Excel. That also works. Of course, now you have better visuals in PowerPoint, not just waterfall charts and so on, but also charts combined in tables. Dynamic commenting feature directly on the visuals to annotate specific data points that need attention of the readers of the dashboards, reports, and presentations, and so on, right? So this is what we have today, but what we are announcing today, in addition to that, are three more things, because our vision of a product that works seamlessly across the three platforms is a broader one, actually. And there are still a couple of key missing points missing, and we are filling those gaps today with the launch of Zebra BI 2.0 for Office. And those points, those three major functionalities or features are really closing the gap in this seamless integration, because like people in Power BI are used to this highly interactive experience when you click on charts or tables and they filter everything else and so on. So this is specific to Power BI. You don't have this in Excel, for example, right? So that's one gap. So how do we bring this filtering experience into Excel? We were thinking hard about that, and I believe we have found a really great solution for that. Next, the corporate branding, right? So in Power BI, you do have things like corporate styles or themes, so you can theme reports in Power BI. However, this is not really solved in Office. Office has some themes, but they're very general, so you can assign some colors, but you don't have the control to control your charts, to make sure that your charts and reports and tables are aligned with your corporate branding by default, without touching the settings, without setting all of those colors and fonts and so on each time on each chart, right? So we're also thinking hard about that, and I believe we have a great solution for that, corporate branding. And then the last missing feature, I would say, which is also a pain for existing Office users, which is linking your PowerPoint slides to Excel so that you can update them when needed, when your data in Excel changes. You want those changes to reflect in your beautiful slide decks that you're using, when you close another month, right? Ideally, you would just refresh the data in PowerPoint, and your presentation, your slide deck will be ready. Okay. And today, right now, we are delivering that. So Zebra BI for Office 2.0 includes a really nice way of corporate branding, of using your styles, so that every user in your company will work with the same colors, fonts, shapes, and so on. Next, visual filtering in Excel, or cross-visual filtering in Excel. This is something brand new that does not exist in Office. I think it's also a very unique idea, and we've made it work in a really, really nice way, so that the charts are not just charts, but they are actually interactive charts that allow users to filter the data by specific data points in charts, and this allows you to create beautiful and very functional and extremely interactive dashboards in Excel. I'll show you in a demo in a minute. And then the last point, linking PowerPoint slides to Excel. And this now works with Zebra BI, not just in desktop Office. So between desktop, PowerPoint, and Excel, it also works in the cloud. So you can use PowerPoint Online and link it to your Excel Online data, or link it from a PowerPoint desktop to a shared Excel file that is online, and so on. So it's cloud technology that is completely secure, but it unlocks all of those linking scenarios. So I'm very excited that I'm able to present this to you today. So before we dive into the details, do a demo, my name is Andre Lepaine. So I'm the CEO and founder at Zebra BI. I'm also the Microsoft Most Valuable Professional and an IBCS certified consultant. And today I also have with me Mark Liskoshek. So Mark will help me, answer your questions, and will monitor the chat, help you while I'm presenting. So Mark, would you like to say hi to the audience?
Yes, hello everyone. So yeah, as usual, I'll be monitoring your questions, trying to address as many of them as possible. But yes, the main event is of course the session. So let's continue.
Thanks, Mark. So if you have any thoughts while we'll be doing the demo, please type them in your in the chat window. but of course we'll also have a dedicated QA session at the end. So stay until the end, and we'll hopefully have a nice debate at the end of this event. All right, let me just dive into those functionalities that I was promising, announcing. The first one is the ability of styling or corporate branding as we see it. So we really wanted to do this in a straightforward way. Basically, what we want to achieve is that this functionality of branding, of styling charts and tables is just deployed completely automatically without any click. So this is our new policy: 0 clicks, not just 1 click or 2 clicks in a product, 0 clicks. So it should work automatically by default. And let me show you what we've come up with. All right, so let me do an example. Okay, so now I have an Excel. Sorry, I have a PowerPoint slide now, and I want to create a chart. So I'll just go and insert. Let's create a chart with Zebra BI, charts for office, and let me select some sort of a variance chart. Voila, boom. Okay, so now as you see here, the chart uses some default colors, right? And those default colors right now that we are seeing are basically colors that are recommended by the IBCS standard. So as you probably know, Zebra BI supports or is compliant 100% with the IBCS standard, so the International Business Communication Standards, right? So where certain colors are recommended, right, they are not set in stone, so of course you can change them. And of course Zebra BI allows you to change all the colors and shapes and everything. So here at the top you have the settings for the visual, to control to control your data, your measures, and so on. And then of course we have a lot of settings where you can basically control everything from labels, precision of the labels, and fonts and colors, and whether you're using additional elements on the charts and so on. And of course here by default Zebra BI does ship a couple of predefined styles. All right, so this is what we had from the very first version of Zebra BI. So you have this default style, which is called Zebra style. Then we have Zebra's light style, and then this is the official IBCS style, and so on. We also delivered out of the box a style that is colorblind friendly, so it's friendly to people with color deficiencies, right? So this is all what is inside of your Zebra BI in Excel, in PowerPoint, and in Power BI, right? But now the issue is, of course, you can also switch to custom, and then you can change any color dynamically and so on, right? But now imagine the situation in a bigger company, right, where you have maybe thousands of users or hundreds of thousands of users, and everyone uses their own colors and so on. But on the other hand, you have some corporate design, you have maybe some guidelines, internal guidelines, what colors should be used and so on, right? And you just want people to use those colors to be compliant with the corporate design, to use functional and meaningful colors that are easy to interpret and so on, right? So this is why we are now shipping the feature of corporate branding. So for example, if I let me set a few more colors here. Let's do something crazy. All right, like that. Okay, and let's say this is now my target, my corporate branding, right? The colors that my company is using. Of course, we are not using those colors, but as an example, you set this, and then we have added this button called Save Theme. So when you call it, when you click on it, you will get the whole specification of the settings, meaning all the colors. Oops, sorry, all the colors here. So the color scheme, not just the color scheme, but also some additional things like using neutral colors, line color for the line charts, for markers, for even for grid lines in charts and tables, and so on. So this is the color specification here, the color scheme. Then, of course, you see your fonts, right? So you can use, of course, different font types, font family size, and so on. And you may use some predefined or standard labels for your data, especially for the typical business scenarios like actual, previous year, plan, forecast, and so on. So this is your specification here. Now what you do is you simply click copy the theme, all right? And now you go to a website here, to the Zebra BI style editor. You paste the JSON theme here and you save it. All right, you do this as a user, as a creator, and now Zebra BI knows that that me, so Andre, that come from Zebra BI, has this style set as the default. Okay, so you have saved the style. Next time you'll create a chart. You'll insert a chart. So let's do this again. Guess what colors I will see once I select a chart? Voila, the new colors, my corporate colors, right? So, which means that you simply need to prepare this theme style in the JSON format, and Zebra BI is basically generating it for you. You simply set it on the chart, and then you save it from your settings as a theme. Zebra BI will generate this specification, the JSON file for you. You save it, and now from now on, everyone in your company, everyone that comes from the same domain, right? If you have 1,000 users, everyone, the next time you save the theme, the next time they insert a chart, they will get those branded colors. Okay, without any kind of clicking and so on, it's just there. Okay. Now let's check some examples. I want to thank at this point Mr. Wilco Nagzam from the KPN, the Dutch, the largest Dutch telecom operator. Was kind enough to work with us to design a theme for the company, and we have done this in advance. So now I have this style. I actually have this style here already. The specification is here, so I'll just copy this to the Zebra BI style editor. So just copy here, save style. Back to my presentation. Now let's insert the chart, imagining that I'm from the company, from the KPN company. Insert it. Choose a chart. Voila. As you see, completely different colors, black for negative, green for positive, and some light colors and so on. KPN company also uses blue color. So also they like highlight. When you do the highlight, it's now the same blue, exact same blue. Of course, these are the colors that are that were selected exactly from the corporate design of this company, right? Let's do another example. Imagine that I'm I'm an analyst in Coca-Cola. So another style for that. Save style. Insert a chart. And voila, I get the same red color from the Coca-Cola brand, together with their blue color and so on. Of course, again, I can, when I highlight something, it'll be a different color of the highlight and so on, right? And now this works across. The beauty of this is now it works not just in my PowerPoint for the Zebra BI charts visual, right? So it works for all the charts within the Zebra BI charts visual. As you see, these are the colors here. These are the colors, KPN. So this is already aligned with corporate design for the charts visual, right? What will happen if I insert another visual from Zebra BI? So it's a different visual, Zebra BI tables. Let's check this out. Select the Zebra BI table. See, same colors. And if I highlight bananas here, I'll get the same color for the highlight. And okay, let's just make it a bit smaller. Voila. So you see, whatever you insert, you will get the branded colors, right? By default. And this goes for every user that is creating reports in this company, right? No matter which department they are from and so on. And this now works in PowerPoint. It also works in Excel. So now if I go to my Excel, let's find some data here. So I have some data here. Let's insert a chart in Excel. All right. And yeah, same colors. Okay, so it works across across Excel, PowerPoint, and now I could also do the same thing actually in the cloud. So now I'm doing this in PowerPoint online. Okay, so insert. This time it's here. All right. Let's do a chart. Again, same thing in the cloud. Okay, so it just works across all the platforms across Office, and of course with this you can have nice. You can just deliver branded branded charts by default to all the users in your company. A couple of more examples. So this could be a style for Microsoft with slightly different colors. This could be a a style for Google. And yeah, basically this was Zebra BI corporate branding in Office 2.0. Okay, good. Moving on to the next one. Okay, now visual filtering in Excel. Let me just show you what I mean by that. Okay, so now I have an Excel dashboard. So this is my dashboard. Oops, my dashboard page. Sorry, I shouldn't move this. This is my dashboard page. I can make it slightly bigger with a couple of charts here, right? So I have some KPIs here, my revenue, my cost, my gross profits. Then I have like a monthly trend here. Then I have a breakdown, a waterfall chart, like a bridge chart of the business units. How are the business units contributing to the plan and so on? Unfortunately, here we are slightly below the plan and so on. And another table and so on, right? And what we are used to in Excel are basically just charts that, of course, will maybe react to the data. Like, of course, I can change the month here. All right. Sorry, what's not sure this is. Sorry about that. So I can, of course, change the month and everything else will change and so on. But you would not expect, the charts, that the charts would actually filter the data. All right, so this is now ZebraBI 2.0 with the filtering option in Excel. So now what I can do is I can click directly on a chart here. So I just click on July and I'll get the results for July in all the other ZebraBI charts that are on this worksheet. Okay, right? Also, I could say, all right, I want gross profit instead of revenue. Okay, it's revenue. Maybe I'm looking at costs. Now see what's going on with the costs. Why is it red here and so on? Gross profit and so on, right? So as you see now, every ZebraBI visual that is on the worksheet is actually filtering other visuals. Okay, so how do you achieve that? How does this work in this magical way? By the way, you can also cross filter. So for example, now I can say something like this. Oh, I want results for September, and then sorry, so for September, like this, and if you press shift click or control click, right, you add the data points to the filter selection. So you can basically select multiple charts, multiple data points here. So this would be this could be like the third quarter here, right? And you just click on those selections, and it will work across the whole dashboard. Okay, so this is basically the experience that you are used to having in Power BI, right? So this is how Power BI works, and now we are bringing basically the exact same functionality of Power BI into Excel. Okay, and now this works with the pivot tables. And how come that ZebraBI actually works like that? Okay, let me try to recreate this. Okay, so this table, this visual here was created from this little pivot table here. So basically, I have my three main KPIs: revenue, cost, and gross profit. And I have my actuals compared to my plan, okay, for those three KPIs. So I'll insert my ZebraBI tables for Office. Okay, so this is actually my mouse pointer is gone. Wow, this is quite great. Okay, it's back. Okay, so this is now my visual. I'll just move it onto the dashboard. Okay. And how do you make it filter other visuals? Just click. So it actually works automatically out of the box, okay? Because this visual was created from this pivot table. And the other thing is, this pivot table has this slicer that was created from the pivot table. So I actually created this slicer in advance from this pivot table. And at the point where I inserted the ZebraBI chart, the ZebraBI table from this pivot table, ZebraBI actually checked if there are any slicers connected to this pivot table. and it is now actually connected to this slicer. So if I move the slicer here, just for you to understand. So when I click on, when I select a data point here, basically the Zebra BI visual is controlling this slicer. And now, of course, this slicer is then controlling through the pivot tables, the other pivot tables that then change all the other charts. So basically, which means that basically Zebra BI visuals are now not just, it's not just output, it's not just charting and drawing things, but it's also controlling pivot tables and slicers at the same time. And this is how you simply achieve. So now you can remove all of those slicers from your Excel dashboards, just hide them somewhere and simply allow users to click directly on the chart, because this experience, I believe, is actually much better than than clicking on slicers, right? Just click directly. And this is now, so now this monthly chart is now actually changing through the slicer my pivot table that is also here. So when I click June, voila, now I have June here. Okay, so this is what we call cross-visual filtering in Excel. This is, I guess, the first, these are the first and only visuals in the market that can actually do that. If you insert like a native chart, native Excel chart, of course you can't do this, Of course you can click here, but you'll just select some data points, right? Nothing will happen. Whereas Zebra BI now have this capability of filtering other objects. All right, I hope you liked this little demo here, and I hope this will help you create even better experience for the end users to consume their data through dynamic and interactive dashboards in Excel. Okay, now moving on to the last one, which is, in my view, the most exciting new functionality that we are delivering, we are shipping today, which is linking PowerPoint slides to Excel. Okay, this was the #1 ask of all of our clients. By the way, I want to thank all the users, all the users of Zebra BI for Office, both for Excel and for PowerPoint, for giving us this extensive feedback and ideas and so on. And it was a consistent request from all of our clients, especially the bigger companies, to allow Zebra BI for PowerPoint to be linked to data that resides in Excel, and then, of course, to have the ability to refresh this data when the data in Excel changes. Like, you have a new month and you want to update all of your slides for your monthly presentation, right? You just want to go to PowerPoint, update the slides, and go to a meeting and present, right? And this is what we have done. Okay, let me show you how it works. Let me insert a chart. Let's start with a simple chart here. I'll just go for the same one. All right, now I have the Zebra BI chart in my PowerPoint. Of course, this chart was created. It has some demo data by default. So now you can, of course, change some values here manually and so on. So this is what you have today. In PowerPoint, in Zebra BI for PowerPoint, you can add some new comments here. All right, so this is the functionality that you use and love today. But now, can I link this visual to some data that I have in Excel, right? You can with the Zebra BI for Office 2.0. So now what I'll do is I'll just go back and I'll open this data table here. You have probably noticed the big blue button here, link, that says link data to Excel. Let's click on it. Okay, so now what is going on is that Zebra BI has read the folders that you have access to, right? So the folders that where you are where you have the access to read the folders. Basically, this is now my OneDrive, okay, or SharePoint sites, okay. And let's find some data here. So I guess I have something here in our marketing folder. So you see, it's just reading all the folders. It's very simple. So I just need to basically navigate to my Excel file. And I have it here. And this is our folder for the Office Launch 2.0, some Excel files here. I just click on an Excel file. And now what's going on, Zebra BI is now actually reading the structure of the Excel file, right? And it will find some data inside this Excel workbook, right? And it actually finds all the worksheets. So like the gray icon here represents the worksheet. So obviously this file has like 8 or so worksheets, but I also have 5 other elements, 5 other tables, and these are Excel tables that are also in this file. So let me just share the file, just present this file. So this is the exact same file now, and as you see, I have all of those worksheets here. Okay, and then on some worksheets I may have like simple data. I may have some simple data like I have it yeah, maybe I just have simple data, you know, that is typed in or linked with some formulas like lookups, X lookups, index match, and so on. It could be cube formulas or something else. So this is one scenario. So this is just a range of cells populated with some values. And then the other scenario is the so-called control T table, right? So this is actually a table object inside Excel. So this is if you have some data, just to explain for those. So if I have some simple data, March, and then you have some values, actual, previous year, 1, 2, 3. So basically, when you press Control T in Excel, you basically can create this Excel table, right? We always recommend people to use Excel tables. I cannot recommend this strongly enough, right? Whenever you have some data in Excel, you know, convert your data, your range in Excel to a data table because there are so many benefits. This table can then grow automatically, can add lines, add rows and columns and so on. It's much more flexible. And now each table like that actually has a name. So you see here, this is the name, table 1 monthly, and so on. So what I can do now is I can now go back to my PowerPoint. And sorry, not this one, this one. And now I can actually select either a table or a range from a worksheet, right? So let's start with the table actually. So this one, table 1 monthly, fetch the data, and now this data is being fetched, and now this works not just from desktop Excel, from desktop PowerPoint to Excel PowerPoint, but it also works from you know, in the cloud. So between PowerPoint online and Excel online, right? This data should be loaded by now. All right. Okay. So you see, this is my data. Okay. Typically, it's actually much faster. Not sure why it was so slow today. So I just kind of got scared right now in the middle of the demo. But this works very reliably. And now if you check this data, I have some comments, some dummy comments, and some really strange data here, but this is exactly the data that I have here. So if I now like add a new comment here and change some data, it's drastical here, so it's something like that. Go back to my PowerPoint. Now you can refresh the data. Okay, so now let's say that this is a new month is here and this is the new data, and you simply click refresh and the data is being fetched again automatically from PowerPoint. And of course, you don't have to have your Excel file open at the other end. You can close it. Oh, sorry. I should have saved it. Okay, so you do need to save it, of course. Just saving the Excel file. Okay, now it's saved. Okay, now I could close it and so on. Go back, refresh. Okay, so of course you need to save your changes. And now the data has been refreshed, as you see here. I have my new comment. I have those big numbers here, 400 and so on. And that's basically it. So you see, this is now a live interactive chart that is also linked to my data in Excel. And by the way, it still uses the Coca-Cola branded colors here. Okay. As I've mentioned, this now works in PowerPoint desktop version and also PowerPoint online. Okay. And Office for Mac. So basically it works across Office anywhere. Yeah. So this was one scenario. Let's just do a couple more. Of course, this works not just for Zebra BI charts, it also works for Zebra BI tables. So if I create a table here, okay, now I have some data, some fruit data here, but let's go back to my Excel file and find some example. I have, okay, so here, this is now the table called table 2 countries. So let's try to link this data to this Excel. Link data to Excel. Sorry, this one. So my marketing, navigate to my folder. Should be here somewhere. Okay, so this is the file. And now it should find the tables. Voila, so the table 2, data by country, fetch the data. Now again, it's fetching the data, but this time it's being loaded into a Zebra BI tables visual. Voila, now I have all of my countries here. So it's, much more data this time. And I've created a Zebra BI table that is linked to my data in Excel. Of course, now you can use all the really nice functionality of Zebra BI. Maybe I have too many countries, right? Now the power of Zebra kicks in, so you can add top filters, like let's just display top 15 countries, for example. Okay, boom, I have top 15 countries, and then the others is calculated automatically here. All the other interactivity here will work, so I can actually decrease the number of rows here or increase the number of rows. Everything is being calculated here on the fly. The charts are dynamic, completely responsive, right? So if you make it bigger, you'll get all the charts. Of course, you can sort by everything. You can reorder the columns around. You can change the chart in each column and sort it and so on. You can add grand totals, do additional analysis and so on, but it's still the data being linked to my PowerPoint. Okay, so Let's show the grand total, for example. Voila, you got the drill. So the big thing is you have your data here and you can refresh it any time. By the way, if you now, for some reason, need to change this link, so maybe you have moved your file somewhere else, maybe you have removed the file, maybe this was a mistake and you actually wanted to link this data to something else, or even better, maybe it was not a mistake, maybe I love this analysis here, and now I would like to have exactly the same one for products instead of countries, right? No problem. I just duplicate the slide, the slide. Go here. Sorry, shouldn't have. Okay, and on the duplicated slide, just link it to something else. That's why we have this link it to my products table, for example. So this is why we have this edit button here. So you can go here, click edit, and now again you can point this additional slide to some other data. Okay. So it's very easy to navigate and so on. Okay. So this was the first button, and then of course you also have the button to remove the link. So if you remove the link, now you have pulled the data from Excel. It's here in PowerPoint, but you have removed the link, so now it's fixed. Nobody can, refresh it anymore, and you can just manually change some data directly here directly on the visual in PowerPoint. Okay, no more link. Okay, so these are your options with the linking, and this basically brings me almost to the end. So let's do another one, which I also like. So I do have another data set here where I have data for several business units across time. And here in Excel, I have already created the Zebra BI small multiples. Okay, so this was the basically the idea is to create a small multiple. So in Excel, it's like this, and you get the charts. Let's do it like this, for example. Okay, and now I'll do the same now I'll do the same in PowerPoint. Okay, so my last example, add the Zebra BI charts. And this time I will select another chart. I'll select the small multiples. Okay, now this was some dummy data, and now I'll link this data to Excel. And so again, it's marketing. And this is our event now. So this file, and now let me check where is my data here. So now I need this data, and this time it's not residing in an Excel table, right? So what I need to do is I need to know exactly the name of my worksheet, which is test 4, and I need to know the range, because now I'll link it directly to this range. Okay, so this is then from A5 to J17. All right. So how do I link this, my PowerPoint slides, to exactly this range? So I'll just navigate to my worksheet, test 4, and now here you have the option to enter your range. So we said A5 to J17. There's the data. Okay, so now it's actually reading the data from the range of cells. All right, and I got my result. And voila, the exact same charts because it's exactly the same product. This is the seamless experience of Zebra BI, running inside Excel or inside PowerPoint, or this was PowerPoint desktop, right? But now I can also go into my browser, add another slide here and create exactly the same small multiples online and link it and brand it. So it's completely seamless experience across all the platforms. And we have brought some additional features like filtering, cross-visual filtering, basically from the functionality from Power BI. We are also bringing it to Excel. So which kind of I would say rounds our vision of delivering delivering actionable reporting, allowing you to create better reports, better charts, better presentations, better dashboards across all the three major platforms on the market today, namely Power BI, Excel, and PowerPoint. Okay. This basically brings me to the end of this demo. I would like to thank all the users and all the partners who are helping us, who are giving us feedback. Thank you for all your amazing feedback. We like to build products people love. So I hope that the new functionality that you saw today packed into Zebra BI for Office 2.0 will help you create better reports and more actionable reports in Excel and PowerPoint. Now, before we go to questions, now how do you access Zebra BI for Office 2.0? The answer is very simple. You go here, you navigate to your Excel today, right now, because while I was doing this, we have shipped this into production. So it's available on Microsoft App Stores right now, starting from this moment. So do go to your PowerPoint or your Excel, it doesn't matter, either in desktop or online, and just go to Insert and My Add-ins, okay? So if you already added Zebra BI before that, then this is already delivered. Simply insert the charts and tables like I did in my demo. If you don't have those, if you haven't installed Zebra BI before or added it, it's not actually installing, it's just adding it, then just go to the app source, click here and search for Zebra. That's it. You'll find two add-ins, Zebra BI charts for Office, Zebra BI tables for Office. It's the same for PowerPoint and for Excel. Just add them. First add one and then add the other one, and yeah, should work for you. Okay. Now let's do a round of questions. Mark, what's the situation on chat? Do we have any questions or?
Yeah, first of all, thank you, Andre. This was really amazing. Like the three changes, I think will help a lot of people. But yes, let's start with the questions, as there were some really good ones. Bob has been absolutely on fire, so I'm gonna start with one of them. So the first question, what if a user wants to use their own team and not the corporate brand that is set? Can they import a JSON file versus to the predefined team? Will there be maybe a gallery for I don't know,
yes,
personal users?
There will be a gallery. Thanks. I mean, that's a great question. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Bob. At the moment, right today, we only support one corporate theme, right? So it's one theme for the whole company, basically for the whole domain, right? So because how is the style actually distributed, right? It is distributed together with the visual, basically, and we just check the domain name, right? So I mean, only the users that are logged into the same domain. So they need, of course, to log in, right? So it needs to be secure. You need to log in, and then then everyone who has the same domain, like in my case, it's me at zebrabi.com, right? So everybody at zebrabi.com now has exactly these colors, okay? But of course, in the future, and this is in the very, very, very near future, we will support multiple styles, of course, right? So now, at the moment, this style editor just, allows you to store one and share and save one style, right? What we are doing next in the next updates in a couple of weeks, you will see this. We will add more styles. So here you will basically be able to give the style a name and save it. And then, of course, you will be able to save multiple styles under multiple names. Okay, and this will then unlock many additional scenarios, like having team styles for different teams. Maybe have one style that works really great on like white backgrounds, but then do another style that is optimized for dark backgrounds, for example, and so on, right? Or different, product or brands that you have, and so on. So you'll be able to save multiple themes, and then you'll be also able to edit, delete, and add, as many themes as you will like. And we're also considering having, both like company-wide themes and also your personal theme, right? So a theme that you just set for yourself, but is not actually being shared with everyone else in the company, right? It's just for your personal productivity to have specific, colors and shapes and so on for your specific brand. Okay.
Excellent. Moving to the next question then. So is it possible to connect a presentation with a pivot table?
Not yet, unfortunately. At the moment, it is possible to link ZebraBI visuals to ranges in Excel and to Excel tables, okay, but not to pivot tables. At the moment, this is simply not supported by Microsoft because, of course, we are using Microsoft technology for that, which is secure and everything, right? But then we also depend on the features that they allow, and at the moment, pivot tables are simply not supported. However, we are working together with Microsoft to support pivot tables as well, because we really want to do this. We had this in our specifications, and as soon as this will be added to this API that we are using, we'll ship it. So it's coming, but for this one, I just can't say, I just cannot estimate any deadlines because it's not up to us, but we want to do it. Meanwhile, I would definitely recommend to use tables, right? The good news about Excel tables is that they also support slicers, right? So basically, if you have this example with my small multiples, right? Here I have this data is actually just simply linked with a formula to an actual pivot table. So this is my pivot table, right? And this is the data that is just linked to this pivot table. And now I have the slicer that was created from that pivot table. So I actually have dynamic data. So let me just click here on 2016. And now if I go back to my slide and refresh the data, it'll pull in the data from the year of 2016. So this is like a workaround. Have a pivot table on another worksheet, or just somewhere below, and then maybe hide it or something, and then link the data to your range, which is linked with a formula to the pivot table. So it's a workaround, and then you can still use the slicers and everything else.
Yeah, and
hopefully it's coming soon.
And I believe this comment from Wilco is actually going back to the previous answer. So on how many styles you can support, and he said not as many as we like, please. There goes Unity. Yes, of course we need to find
exactly
find balance.
Yeah. I mean, the more flexibility, of course, then you just, you can, all hell can break loose. So, we're still recommending, best practices and so on. Of course, now you can change colors. You can set like really strong colors by default. So, you can have any kind of colors here by default. You can have strong pink colors and whatever, but this will spoil the legibility of your reports. You can set the fonts to anything, right? So you can have Comic Sans font, right? No problem. So you just specify it in the JSON and you'll get it. But yeah, be careful with that and don't have too many styles. Yeah, the idea is unification of reports so that they're legible for everyone, and just doing this once for as much users as possible, because this is actually solving the problem of consistency in reporting, which is actually consistency is probably number one thing if you want to solve reporting issues for a larger group of users or for the whole company, having things consistent.
Yes, exactly. Okay, I think that this might be related to the pivot table question, but and this is a really good question. So if you connect to an Excel file that has a connection to a Power BI dataset with row level security enabled, would opening the PowerPoint slide then force Excel to refresh and use the row level security? Right, because currently we cannot support pivot tables, this probably falls under that.
Yeah, it falls under that. However, that's why we would love to have pivot tables directly, access directly the pivot tables. However, just recently, not sure how long ago, but Microsoft did support Excel tables that are linked also to directly to your Power BI datasets. Okay, so this is one option. One option is to use Excel tables. By the way, Microsoft will use Excel tables in the future much more, and will also push them more because of some other reasons. So I definitely recommend using tables, Excel tables. But yeah, here the same thing. I mean, here you can have, so now this pivot table is a regular pivot table, created from some data here in Excel. However, I can create also today, right now, I could create like I can insert a pivot table from my Power BI and just create a pivot table from a Power BI data set. Now, of course, I'll get it here. Right? And then again, you would have to link it to either Excel table or with formulas to arrange. So then consequently, you can link it from PowerPoint. You cannot access it directly, and the row level security is enforced here on the Power BI data set, right? So we cannot force that data, like a pivot table, to refresh the pivot table in an Excel. I don't think that's possible, but it's an interesting idea. But I'm quite sure that that's not possible. That we would force it from Power BI, force a refresh in Excel. But maybe we should check that. It's a great idea.
Yeah, definitely. And then like maybe it would be also a good discussion on the security side, what is possible to support and not, with row level security in mind as well. Yes.
Yeah. But it's the same. I mean, it's so I'm the same user here, right? So I can only link to files which I have access to, right? So, but if it's stored, if it's cached, so if it's stored in a folder, then everyone else can just open the Excel file and will see the exact same data already there, right? So it's the same. It's just the same problem, right? So if it's in the file, then people will see it by default.
Indeed. Okay, then moving to the next question. I'm sure it isn't in the current version, but is there a possibility to have a file manager type interface where we can change the location of Excel file for all visuals at once?
Yeah, this is something that we were considering. At the moment, this is not supported. And I'm not sure I can promise this, but we had some discussions about this. The problem is that, you know, each visual on each page is like a separate world, right? So we don't have like a global access to all the objects in like PowerPoint or in Excel. So at the moment, it's individual, right? So you just go here and you refresh the data. What we are delivering soon is the ability to set like a automatic data refresh, right? So right now you have to go to a visual and click refresh, right? So it's basically manual refresh at the time where you want this, right? So this is good for like month end closing, you know, reports and so on. So like month end reporting and so on. When you actually want this control and you say, all right, now the data, you know, now the data for this month is closed, and now I'll press refresh, and I don't want to spoil it, right? So you want to be sure that this is exactly the version that you'll be you know, showing to your management, right, in a meeting or something. So this is the default scenario that is supported right now. However, we will try to support some sort of automatic refresh scenarios where the data would be automatically refreshed for all the visuals across all the slides, 50 slides in a PowerPoint slide deck, and it would just get automatically refreshed probably at the time when you open the file, right? So if this is possible, then we'll deliver it, and this is something that we can deliver quite soon. But having like a global manager, we'll think about it. I mean, it's could be possible, and it's something that we're thinking about how to solve in a best way if it's possible.
Okay. And then next question would be from Jonathan about corporate branding, and specifically about IBCS. Like, how can you assign the titles in the style of IBCS, where you have sometimes subtitles, a row for currency, type of measure shown, and years and units, and so on. Can this be achieved through the corporate branding?
Regarding the titles, I'm not sure. It depends what you want to do. So like in let's say in a report like this, right? So the IBCS compliant title. So the IBCS standard recommends that you have basically here on the top that you have like a message, which is something, you know, it's a message. What has, you know, what's going on? What's my performance here? So this is like the message at the top, and then you have an additional element called the title, right? But maybe this will be better here. So for example, I may have like two visuals, like a chart and a table, right? And now you want to say, okay, the data here is okay, what am I looking at, right? So right now this is not good because I don't even know, is this like revenue, is it gross profit, or what, right? So that's why you need the title. So, and the question was about the title, if I understood it correctly. So basically, where do I have this? Okay, so basically here, then you have the title, which says revenue in, I don't know, million euros or USDs. And then this applies to, I don't know, the whole company of like the company, and maybe something else. So for the year of 2003, or is it year to date or not, and things like that. And then also there are some details. It's recommended to like bold the name of the KPI to make it more visible and so on. So this would be something like this would be a IBCS compliant title, right? But this title now is not inside the visual. So in the visual, in the Zebra BI visual, what you can style is everything that you see here, all the settings here. So you can style the fonts, you can change the fonts. You can change the colors of the fonts and basically the size of the font, but you cannot like style individual like words or something like that. So this is typically done manually once you write the title. So it's you cannot go into the title and style like individual words or something like that. So this is if that was the idea behind the question, I'm not sure.
I believe so, yeah. But yes, in that case, if you have several visuals, right, it would make sense that the title would be a separate entity, because
exactly, yeah, that's the problem, right? So yeah, exactly. So I mean, if you have only one visual and it's a huge visual across the whole page, and then you have everything in one visual, right, which is actually very, very good if you can do this, right? But not all the time you have just one chart on a page, right? You may have 4 charts or chart and table. In this case, you need to separate the title. It needs to be a separate element, and it's if it's PowerPoint, it's simply a text box and you write it there. But it's not a part of the Zebra BI visual. And here, this title in Zebra BI, it supports one line, and then you can style this one line at the moment. We will allow multiple lines in the future, also here, and then maybe we can add some more styling also to specific lines or something. But right now it's like this.
Okay. Excellent.
Good, Mark. So let's be mindful of time. I would love to have a discussion, but let's take one or two questions more. We don't want to keep people waiting.
I think that we addressed more or less everything through the presentation as well. Maybe an interesting thought from Wilco, to use also maybe DAX formulas for dynamic tables in Excel, and then use those for reporting, as this saves a lot of servers CPU resources as well. And then you can build up upon, of course, all the dashboard visuals just in general, and then you can also have the dynamic titles and stuff like that assigned from there. So that's also a really good idea.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Yeah.
And okay, maybe another question, just a quick and short one. So Meng Zhang was asking, when can we have the cards?
The cards in Excel and Office. Yes, coming. So definitely, it's on the it's on our roadmap. We'll definitely deliver cards as well. So in Power BI, we have Zebra BI charts, Zebra BI tables, and Zebra BI cards. Whereas in Office, right now, we have charts and tables. We don't have cards, Zebra BI cards in Office at the moment, but it's coming. It's coming, and we're also like unifying further the whole product. So definitely we will release cards. We just didn't get to it, but we will, and especially now. And that was also like this announcement today is like a step towards that, because now with the filtering, right? If you're familiar with Zebra BI cards for Power BI, you know that they are really nice for filtering, right? So especially for things like KPIs like this, right? So now that we have the filtering, in Excel, it'll be even more exciting once we add the ZeroBI cards to our Office offering. So it's definitely coming. So thanks for the question.
Definitely.
This year.
Okay, so looking towards the future, I believe that this is a good way to close this session. I hope it was really, really enjoyable and insightful for everyone. And thank you, Andrei, for an excellent presentation again.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks everyone for showing up. Go and import ZeroBI visuals for Office into your PowerPoint, into Excel. Also go to our website. When you go to our website, here under product, you'll find ZeroBI for Excel, ZeroBI for PowerPoint, and when you click, if you do this, if you click the try it on your data, you'll actually get a file that automatically adds the add-in to your Excel or PowerPoint. So maybe this is the easiest way how to start. Just go here and just click on this button to get the add-ins. And thank you so much. I'm looking forward to your feedback. Please give us your feedback. How do these features work for you? Maybe one last thought. I didn't mention that, and there were no questions about, like, have the free version, paid version, right? So most of the features, almost all the features are available in the free version. So the linking is available in the free version and in all the paid plans, of course, and so on. However, the branding, the styling is only available for licensed users, because it makes more sense for the bigger companies that will probably use the branding and so on. So we decided we'll ship it to paid users only. Okay, and yeah, keep giving us your feedback, and follow us on social media, on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitter, because further big announcements are coming. So stay with us. Thank you so much. Cheers.